Sam Pottle, he wrote wonderful things like, I just adore for the number for me. And he was very showbiz-y stuff. There was a lot of great, it's funny, I've sung over 300 original songs on the show. I never thought, I don't even claim to be a singer. And I do have 2 Grammy honors and a couple of gold records, but I think that's just... Some truly real great singers have sung a lot and didn't get those. I was just in the right place at the right time.
We have a question over here.
My question is for Oscar. Oscar,
oh yeah.
I really relate to your personality.
Oh, hey, what are you doing after the show?
And I'm just wondering if it's not too personal.
Yeah. Nothing's really too personal.
Could I ask what was the origin of your grouchiness?
Well, let's see. I had a difficult childhood. My father was very... No, that's... By the way, he was a great guy. He lived in 91 too, and I loved him after a while. I guess I'm just born a grouch, and I can't keep it up because, like, I put bricks underneath the sheet, the bed. That way, I never wake up on the right side of the bed. He tries to be as miserable as he can. Yeah, I love being miserable. It makes me very happy. But I don't like to be happy. Yeah, they did that in the movie.
Question down here.
Hey.
I just wanted to say, I'm so excited to meet you. I've been watching Sesame Street since I was like 3. And I'm almost as old as the show itself. I'm 43 now, and I have a 10-year-old daughter. I just want to say, in the second night at the museum, when you charged out to be in the Pharaoh's Brothers evil gang, I felt bad for you and Darth Vader. I would let you join the evil gang. I just wanted to say that.
That was fun. That was the second night in the museum with what's his name? Hank Azaria was the evil pharaoh that one, and he was one of the most fun guys I ever got to work with because he never stopped being hilarious, and he just loved fooling around. And we're sorry we did some things that they didn't roll film, but they were filming in 35mm. It costs about $20 per every 10 seconds, probably, or more than that, probably. So they don't know video cameras around. But it was a lot of fun to do that movie, and I don't get to do movies very often. I liked it myself. And the guy who played Ivan the Terrible is Christopher Guest, and he didn't talk to anybody. Yeah, I really liked him.
So we have another question up there, up on the balcony.
Go ahead.
Hi, thank you so much. I just wanted to say I'm so honored to see this film. I grew up in China, and Big Bird in China was one of the films I saw before we went to Shanghai in the late 1980s. And I just wanted to thank you so much for your determination to get that film made, because it really helped me while I was growing up there.
Oh, I'm so pleased.
Yeah, it was so great. And I'm just wondering if that special, that 30th anniversary special, has been released yet, how you could see it, and if you've been back in China since then.
Did they ever do that stuff?
No, it was all almost ready to go, and then it never happened.
Yeah, I think actually the event, it was actually an internal Sesame thing, so they did that. So we're hoping, we have a great bit where Caroll and Lisa sing the song from the film together now. Yeah, that you probably know, and we're hoping that will be on the DVD.
So she flew all the way to New York on her own Ewan to get here, and she's a remarkable person, and she learned to speak English after we were there because she wanted to be able to talk to us. But yet none of the letters we wrote to her got to her, and all the letters she wrote to us never got here either. So, and so even though I met one of the high officials, she said, I promise you'll get this one. She didn't. We have a kind of a barrier between us and China, which is a shame, since I must say, there are some really heartfelt, nice folks who are just like, they like the same humor we do and everything. It was a great time there.
It was a really wonderfully moving scene in this film
Yes.
as well. What a wonderful full circle to come.
Yes.
We have another question, little right over there, down that way. Yes, there we go.
I'm nervous, actually. I'm a teacher, and I just wanted to say I came here to just feel inspired. I just kind of skimmed through hot dogs and came to this one. I'm right here. I've got big hair.
It's hard to see. It's dark out there for us.
I'll step forward. So I just wanted to say that your vulnerability and your transparency to talk about what you went through in childhood, I experienced years and years and years of bullying. I'm in my 30s now, and I'm sure everyone in this room has either seen or experienced to some extent what you were talking about. And I just think it's amazing that you took all that pain and sadness and kept connected to the inner child and created a beautiful, loving character that's touched the whole world. I feel so emotional. And I really value what you've done, and I think I could feel the whole audience feeling everything, and thank you for everything that you've done. I have a little present for you. I was kind of writing it in the back, so I just wanted to say thank you. And to both of you, you guys are amazing. Good team.
I think we have time for one more question up on the balcony.
Hi there, my name is Heather again. Like the previous speaker, really inspired by this documentary, and like everyone else here, I grew up watching Sesame Street. Two questions for the filmmakers. Can you tell us about the process from looking at all the footage that they had to filming all the interviews? How long of a process to put this film together? If you could talk to us about some of the challenges. And also for Caroll and his wife, was there anything that was left out of the film that you would have liked to see in the film?
Well, I'll just start in terms of the timeline. We first met Caroll and Deb in 2009, and what's it today, 2014, so it took a while. A lot of that was going through the footage. Chad, in addition to directing, also edited, and it was awesome because he put together these scenes and they used their footage in this new and awesome way. It was just a really cool process. Our whole journey was to try to capture them as we started to see them, and I think if we had turned the movie around in a year, I think it would be a really different movie. I think the time that we had to get to know them showed us what was important about Caroll and Deb, what made them who they are, and that's obviously what influenced Big Bird and Oscar. So I think in a way, despite looking at a calendar, it was awesome that it took that long.
I'm glad. Yeah.
And we left a lot out of it.
I don't know what we're going to do without you in our lives. Now we're just going to be best friends.
We truly love these guys.
But did we leave anything out that you guys?
Well, we just want. Wait, there was one thing. Maybe you could put it in. You're going to put stuff on the internet.
I'm sure he's heard this a million times. It was about my father. And he was a musician, and he wrote a beautiful lullaby for Big Bird to sing. And he came to Sesame Street, and he played my dad was a piano player, and they had a beautiful white grand piano, and Daddy played, and Big Bird sang, "You can fly, little children."
You can fly, little children. You can fly. You can fly to the sky, little children. To the sky, to the sky. Your days are filled with dreams that float on air. It goes on.
Yeah, and it goes on. But it's really beautiful. Yeah, and I just think it's so special. And I guess what's the most poignant thing about it is 2 months later, my dad wasn't here anymore. So it's just so beautiful to see him smiling and Big Bird looking down at him. And I think you sang as good as you've ever done before. So it was so beautiful.
I love Gene, and he was just the most loving, kindest, gentlest man I've ever met. And
you'll see that somewhere else.
That's definitely on DVD, don't worry.
Just before we wrap up, I just wanted to take an opportunity. As I said, we have a very big kids program at TVO Kids. We've been around for a long time, and we have our own sort of larger-than-life character here, Pokeroo. And we'd like to give this to you as a little souvenir. Pokeroo's He's a mystical character who comes from a mystical land. We're not quite sure of his species or gender, but we do call him a him. And Pokeroo only shows up when you allow yourself to imagine. So we thought it would be a good... All right then. But maybe in time you're okay with that. Hey, Oscar?
Okay, yeah.
All right.
Because
Okay.
it reminds me of a bunyip. They have a character like that in New Zealand. No, in Australia. And it's a character that only shows up once in a while, but is in so many fables in Australia, and we've dealt with it. But this is wonderful. I've never seen him, so I think this may be what the bunyip looks like.
Maybe they're from the same land. Thank you very much on behalf of everyone here in the audience. I know